What is up, guys? Today I wanted to talk about the obstacles I have to face when it comes to becoming the world's greatest guitarist alive. And there are a lot of obstacles, and honestly, bring them on. This is exactly why I want to become the greatest guitarist on the planet. I want the obstacles. I want those walls. I want to break through them. I want to move around them creatively. I want to go through them, you know. I want to do all of that stuff because, in my opinion, reaching the goal is not enough. It's the process of reaching the goal that gets me going, and being able to overcome these goals, overcome these obstacles will help me grow as a person. And I think that's the most important thing that comes into life. And I really love it. I really love pursuing this type of stuff. It's what keeps me going. But anyway, this video is going to be a bit harsh, and there's a reason why I wrote these obstacles in such a harsh way. So I'm not looking for pity. The reason I wrote these in such a harsh way is because I want to personally, mentally become, I want to go to the bottom of the barrel. When you say things in a nice way, like, oh, I'm kind of good at guitar, you don't feel that inertia. You want that inertia to actually be motivated, to actually do the things, practice, make things happen. If you think about it in such a half-attempted way, which is not bad, like, let me say that again. If you think about it in a way where you're not being really harsh with yourself, you're not going to feel the urgency to actually get to where you want to be. So kind words are great when it comes to everyday things, but when it comes to having to look at yourself in the mirror and being as harsh and realistic as possible, I think it's extremely rewarding because you can build a system when you're at the lowest point, at ground zero, and you can build yourself up and actually achieve the goals you want to get to. So these are a bit harsh, and but I want to do them. I want to do them this harsh because I'm a bit of a masochist. Anyway, here are the obstacles. First obstacle, I suck at guitar. Is that completely wrong? I do suck at guitar. I'm not the best. And in my opinion, if you're not the best, then you're the worst. It is black and white, gray. I don't want to be in that gray zone. I don't want to be that mediocre guy my entire life. I want to be the most excellent I can at every moment on guitar, and I want to get to where I want to be. I want to be up in the upper echelons of playing guitar, and that's where I'm gonna want to go. And this is an obstacle for me, and I'm gonna find a solution for that, and that's gonna be in the next video. I'm gonna talk about the solutions, and that is a big step when it comes to solving problems. Next obstacle, I suck at connecting with people, building communities. I am a natural introvert. I like doing things. I like mechanical things. I like guitar. I like things in general. But when it comes to socializing and people, like, I have gotten better at it over the years. I've really pushed myself to do social experiments where I really put myself into different comfort zones. But when it comes to just naturally being good at connecting with people and building communities and being that type of guy, it's never been my strongest suit. I'm not an extrovert. I'm not a social butterfly. So being able to accept this reality, it makes me want to find ways of actually making this happen? How can I build from such some small bricks into something big? And these are important to note, is these obstacles, and to be as realistic and as raw as possible, because then I can find solutions that will work, find those tiny little things that will build up, that I can build into something that's more exponentially possible for me as somebody who's not just naturally inclined to be social, as social as possible. But yeah, that is a big obstacle for me. And here we go. I suck at YouTube marketing. You won't hear too many YouTubers talking about this, but YouTube is difficult. It's like a Rubik's Cube that you're solving underwater while the water's poison. YouTube is like, it's not easy. The competition out there is just really fierce, and it's been very saturated for a very long time. And when it comes to marketing in general, I think a lot of artists have a really hard time with marketing because it takes very different brain patterns to actually market. There's a lot of A/B testing when it comes to marketing. It's a very experimental type of brain you have to have in order to be decent at marketing. But who am I to say it? Because I'm not really great at it. But I think by realizing this obstacle, I can push myself to find a solution for this as well. Okay, here we go. Another one. I'm ugly. This may not be like, I'm not the ugliest guy alive, but marketing is way easier when it comes to just being good looking. And since the 80s, maybe even before that, music in general has been more about image than it has about the music. And I really just in general need to keep working on becoming better looking in general. My appearance, my image more or less. And I think that alongside actually being good at marketing will help me get where I want to be. And I like to take a stoic approach to this. I change the things you can change and accept the things you can't change. That's a big reason why I got braces last year. We're almost done with these braces, but it's a big reason I got them. I was like, I can change this, so let's do this. And everything else I'll just accept. But if I can find other ways to improve my appearance, I'll do it, because it's all part of my big mission in life. Anyway, here we go. Another one. I'm unorganized, ADHD brain. I'm not the best, like I'm actually pretty naturally good at hyper-focusing on things, but the thing is, when I do hyper-focus, everything in my life just becomes there's no maintenance at all. Everything becomes dirty. Everything is like, it's hard to focus. When you're focusing all your energy on one thing, it's hard to like keep things organized and maintained. And that's a huge reason why I started moving into more of a minimalistic type of lifestyle, because the less stuff I have, the less maintenance I have to do with it, and the more energy I get, and the more I can hyper focus on the things that actually matter to me, which is becoming the world's greatest guitarist alive and actually focusing on my life's goal. It's not about just becoming the best, but it's about it's about the pursuit. It's about it's about I don't know. I feel like I've talked about this way too many times, but it's the pursuit. It's the juice. It's the drive. It's inspiring other people, and that's one thing I just want. I've wanted it so long, and I think the minimalistic life is helping me out doing that by allowing me to actually hyper-focus without having everything destroyed in the rest of my life. Okay, here's another one. A lot of people have this one. Mind is always full of doubt, fear. my entire life has just been battling my brain. There's always so much doubt and fear every time I go to do anything. It is always resistance, and no matter how small or how big it is, there's always doubt and fear, and it's my biggest enemy, is the resistance. Every day when I get up to practice guitar, there's always like, oh, you can just sleep in, you know, you can do this, you can do that. There's always excuses loaded in the back of my mind. Oh, you can have this excuse and this one. It's all right. It's all right. You're doing great. You're doing great. There's all this mental garbage that I have to battle every single day. On top of that, we got mental demons, weaknesses, mental weakness, past traumas, like old arguments you had millions of years ago that you still remember every single thread of the argument, and you identify it as a person that you're terrible. Things like that, like really bad things in the past, and really things that have thrown you off course and thrown you a loop and put you on a path where you don't want to be. And these type of mental weaknesses, these type of mental traumas, mental demons, I like to call them, these are the things you have to battle every day. It's a mind over matter type of thing, and you have to develop, in my opinion, this stronger voice in your head that says, no, we're not going to freaking do that. We're not going to take a day off. We're doing it today. And you need to build this stronger voice that you can push yourself through this resistance every single day in order to get where you want to go. And I think having the clarity of goals, as well as the clarity of seeing the obstacles, will help you along your path as well. And this is why I'm writing these out. This is why I'm making the videos, because this is my journey here. I want you to make your own journey and start developing yourself as well, and just getting things out of life that you want to get out of. Life is short, and is it really that pleasurable just to relax your entire life in comfort? I don't think so. You can't really enjoy comfort without the pain of sacrifice every day. It's like a farmer that goes out and farms half the day, and then when he comes in at the end of the day and has a nice dinner and rest, it's like the most beautiful thing in the world. And then lastly, we have people trying to bring me or you down, crabs in the bucket mentality, and this happens a lot. I think it's almost an unconscious thing, but people see you trying to be the best version of yourself, trying to do something beyond your capacity, and they'll just automatically feel worse about themselves instead of being inspired and moving towards something in their own life that they're too afraid of confronting. And so instead of doing this themselves, they take the easy way out, and they try to push their insecurities onto you, projection. And this is what creates crabs in the bucket syndrome. And it will come out of nowhere. It will come from your friends, your families. It will come from strangers, haters on the internet. A lot of times I like to think about it as amplification. The more you're trying to pursue the things you want in life, it's amplifying things. It's amplifying the way you're going out into the world, and that light, the stronger it gets, the harsher the shadows become, and the louder the noise as well. It's like an amp. If you crank an amp, you're going to get a lot of hiss. The hiss is the noise, but you're getting a lot of signal as well, and that's just an inevitability when it comes to just pursuing something so outrageous. But those are the obstacles in my way. There are probably more obstacles that I haven't thought of yet, but I think these are the big ones. And I just wanted to lay them all out because it's good to have clarity. And when you can clearly see the obstacles, then you can easily avoid them or work through them. And I think that's all I have to say about this topic. And thank you for all of your support, and hope to see you in the next video.